Hey guys, and welcome to my video on the UltraX 12-hour distance challenge. So before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you to Pure Sport CBD for having me on their team. I also want to thank Ben Parker and Sophie Grace Holmes for letting me be a part of this because it was such an awesome experience. So I'm going to play you the video, guys, and then at the end, I'm going to give you my reflections on the ride. Good morning, guys. It is the morning of the UltraX 12-hour distance challenge. So it starts in half an hour, so I've got to be quick with this vlog. I am feeling excited about it and also nervous as well. So excited because I love riding my bike. Nervous because honestly, a couple of days ago, my lower back got a little bit tender when I was showing someone how not to do something. So kind of probably deserve that in a strange way, shape or form. But anyway, we're gonna give it a go. Whatever it'll be. No point stressing about it. We are in times of COVID, so resupply is gonna be really difficult. I'm literally just gonna have to run and get some water from somewhere. That's the food, hopefully to last me 12 hours. And it looks like a lot, but you need it. That's the crazy thing. And we are off. 6 o'clock on the dot, we start. So, what have I forgotten? I am not looking forward to turning around into this headwind, but for the minute, speed is high, heart rate's high, but that's because I haven't trained a few days. Okay, so we have a tad bit of an issue. I didn't realise that Paul had sent me a message last night saying, Rob, is there gravel on the route? And I've just literally checked while riding and there is some off-road. This is not good. So I think I'm going to explore it on the first run without Paul. And then when I meet up with him, we'll have to change the route. What an error. What a... So we've adjusted the route and it's awesome now. It's quicker than we thought. It is windy, it will get stronger. It has started to rain, but I promised myself I wouldn't moan today. And a promise like that should last more than 4 hours. Hello guys, little update. Lasted 4 hours before I went into Robbie Ferry moaning mode. Just stop quickly to number one. And it's nice just to ease my back off. My back's a little bit tight. Like I said, I have been like a little bit, I don't know, I just got a little bit grumpy. My heart rate was just at 155 as an average, which is too high, and it just stayed there. It wouldn't come down even if I slowed down. But now it's actually dropped, and I don't know why it did that, but it is what it is. Hopefully it's not going to feel as intense for the rest of the ride now. 4 hours 35 in, 75 miles, so I'll take that. So we're heading back to mine now, guys, halfway through the ride. Unfortunately, Paul's having a few mechanicals, his chain keeps jumping. So what's gonna happen, I'm gonna go back, get Bryony to fill up my water bottles, I'm gonna grab some tools for Paul, and then I'm gonna leave him on the side of the road to get his bike sorted while I just cap a few more miles in. So we found out it was up the Paul's bike. Basically, he changed the chain last night, but not the cassette. And the cassette needed doing. So I've got one I can lend in. I've got it out for him, left him the tools. And he's fixing it. It's a one-person job. I said, look mate, I'll keep popping back until you finish to make sure he's okay. So yeah, so we're gonna get there, but yeah, there's no point me staying and waiting, but I do feel guilty. I can't lie. Alright. Oh no, we're losing water. So guys, it's question time with Paul to now. Paul, how do you keep your cassette so clean through a ride?
Probably I'll just change you halfway through, mate.
Change you halfway. So we just stopped quickly. It's crazy. The wind is just, it slows you down so much. No matter how good a route you pick, it just gets you all the time. Really tough. But we're getting there. I think I'm just going to be shy of 300k. We'll carry on like we are. We'll see. We will see. So I just left Paul. I've been riding about 10.5 hours and I'm into the last hour now. Two miles to go, and that'll be about 180 miles, probably with a minute to spare. It's really tight, but I feel good. I'm really enjoying it. So that's it guys, done. I really pushed it in the last hour to make sure I got over 180. And I did, with like a minute and a half to spare. So I'm pleased I did that, but I really let my nutrition go in the last bit. Hey guys, so it's a day on and I wanted just to kind of do a few reflections on the ride, what went well, what didn't really go so well. So the first thing is, what I didn't mention in the video is the wind was strong. We are talking 40 miles an hour for about 8 hours of it. It was very difficult. Tailwind was great, headwind and crosswind was just awful. To be brutally honest, it was really bad. Unless you're a very confident rider, then I would definitely not recommend going out in that. You know, it's a really challenge to kind of get through that. You know, it really does make everything so much harder than you'd ever think. The next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was the mileage, 180. Do you know what? I'm satisfied with that because of the conditions. So also another thing that I hadn't mentioned really in the video, there was rain, there was hail, obviously the wind was very bad. It was really testing when you'd go an hour or two and then you'd get soaked, another hour or two soaked, and it just made it very cold. You know, I actually did this challenge in March, so that brings me on to my next point, that March is not a time where I'd have much long distance cycling fitness. You know, so normally I'd just be kind of doing a lot shorter rides over winter. And then when March started, I'd start bringing in 4-hour rides, 5s, 6s, and I only really had 3 weeks to build up for this. So I was literally going from 3-hour rides to 9-hour rides, and then I chucked in this 12, and yeah, it was okay. It was the usual, I've been riding for ages, but you know, in summer, I'll be a lot more conditioned to doing something like this. So overall, weather, fitness and stuff like that, I'm really happy with 180 miles. That's really good. And would I do it again? Yeah, but not like competitively. You know, if you wanted to be good at something like a 12-hour ride, you're gonna need to be on a TT bike. The conditions are gonna have to be good. You're gonna have to have a nice, flat, perfectly smooth route, and then you'll do well at something like that. Me personally, you know, I'm a bike packer. I'm someone that races over 4 or 5 days. So for me, this isn't the distance. It was a little bit too intense. My heart rate was a lot higher than what I wanted it, and every second counted. When you're bike packing, you can get away with losing 20 minutes, half an hour here and there. You know, you just have to put a little bit more into the riding. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm not sure how the team's done yet. I'm kind of waiting to find that out. But yeah, it was a really good laugh. It really was. And anyway, guys, there's much more of this kind of stuff coming up in summer, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we will catch up soon. Stay cool.